Spies. Saboteurs. Assassins. We've all done terrible things on behalf of the rebellion.
Rocky, do you believe that America is the land of opportunity?
Yeah.
Apollo Creed does. And he's gonna prove it to the whole world by giving an unknown a shot at the title.
I need your help about 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, you never helped me. You didn't care.
Well, if you wanted help. I say, if you wanted help, why didn't you ask? Why didn't you just ask me, kid?
Look, I asked, but you never heard nothing.
I waited my entire life for this. The world's gonna start over. I'ma burn it all.
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
This Organized Chaos podcast is brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to another Organized Chaos podcast. One of the best well-oiled machines in the podcast universe.
Oh, yeah.
With me is oh, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
We never mess up. We never accidentally speak over each other. This is a flawless machine of a podcast. Just wow.
We never deviate from the topic.
No, God, it's amazing what we do here.
Consistency is our bread and butter.
For sure. Yes, literally the best podcast in the history of the universe. And I don't even know, like every episode is literally the best episode ever. So it's like we just up our game every time. It's fucking amazing.
Consistently outdone ourselves each week.
And literally the only thing more successful than the podcast and just how well we do it is our humility.
Yes.
Humble
pie all day.
Yes. Hey, Bobby, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Bob?
I am here. I know this is going to get the release the day after Halloween, but it's record on Halloween. So yeah, I'm a little tired. Had to work and then had to go trick-or-treating, and now I am here. Try not to think about the fact that I have to be at work at 6 a.m. tomorrow, but getting this done. How are you?
Good. I last week didn't work my normal work week schedule. I had taken Saturday off to go with the wife and some friends to the Ohio Renaissance Festival, so I was kind of in your backyard, like, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'd been out before. It was like my wife's first time there, so she had a blast. Mm-hmm. It was like their Hallow weekend.
Oh, nice.
Their Halloween weekend, so there was a lot of kids dressed up in costumes. Mm-hmm. A lot of cool stuff. Watched a bit of jousting, some live entertainment.
No, that's something that I know friends who are involved in that type of thing. It's something I've always wanted to get involved with, but Jesus Christ, I don't know when I'd possibly find the time. I just, like, one more thing.
Let alone all
I
the
don't know.
that you... Yeah, let alone all the training you probably have to undergo for, like, horse riding.
Yeah.
Riding with a weapon. Riding with a weapon and shield. Like, riding with armor.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure it's very easy, and I would pick it up instantly and just dominate, because that's how I roll. I'm so good at I don't even think I have to prove myself, so...
There's some pretty cool costumes I got to see there. Some pretty cool ones. Like, there was a few costumes with, like, people on stilts and everything. Yeah, there was a pretty awesome, like, either a steampunk mandolin or a Mandalorian or, like, a Rocketeer Mandalorian crossover.
Intriguing.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah. Steampunk.
Like, the helmet looked like the Rocketeer, but it had the front face cut out of, like, the Mando helmet.
Nice. Are we ready to roll?
So yeah, So to wrap that up, like, I had to open Sunday, so I had to, like, work on a day I usually don't. So I'm feeling, like, really weirdly exhausted today.
Yeah, there are days like that where it's like you kind of got enough sleep, but you're just kind of out of it. Like, you're
I
awake,
definitely
but
got
just,
enough sleep.
yeah, you're just not fully there yet. And there's no going around it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, let's get into the news because we got some stories this week.
Yes. The first one is actually kind of exciting. So the David Zaslav, who took over Warner Brothers and all that jazz and all this stuff underneath, it seems like he's made an interesting decision for the DC film universe that I am actually pretty excited about. He has put James Gunn and Peter Safran in charge of that universe. Now, I, of course, am super familiar with James Gunn, and Peter Safran's probably a name I've read over, but I don't really know. No. But yeah, my immediate thoughts here is I'm really excited James Gunn will be, like, involved with putting together DC Universe. That's a good sign. My concern is that I want him directing. I don't want him producing too much. I want him in the directing chair.
Well,
that's... Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, that I do want him to direct some more DC like titles. Like, I feel that he would do well with the Shazam, not like I feel that needs tweaked anymore.
Yeah.
I think at this point Flash might be beyond saving.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of Flash. I do wish they would actually release Batgirl, because fuck it, I just want to see it at this point.
Yeah.
All this talk about I just want to
now.
watch it. Brendan Fraser as the villain? Sign me up. Yeah, let's check this out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I
don't know though. Like, but I also trust his eye, and if he's like producing, I guess I trust his eye and I trust his judgment.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, I guess I don't know that much, but I've always assumed he's kind of a comic book fan, just the way he is happy to dive into the genre and just do a good job with it. Like, I have trouble straining at a James Gunn movie I dislike, because I've enjoyed all of them to some degree, and his forays in the comic book universe have been great, and he always talks about like he really enjoys it. He talks about how he likes having kind of like the limitations to help him like figure out what story he wants to tell, and it's like, that's the type of mind you need if you're going to work in the studio system. So I'm excited to see what comes out of this.
Yeah, I am too. I'm also curious to see how Marvel in turn will handle Guardians, because it's this year that we get the holiday special, which I believe will be like the fill-in or like lead-in to the next Guardians movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just released a trailer for it, and it comes out next month, actually.
It does, yeah.
I'm excited to see that.
I am as well.
This should be fun. That trailer looked like fun.
That trailer did look like it would be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, what? It was Drax and Mantis partying.
Yeah, going after Kevin Bacon, who I think they were talking about, like, Kevin Bacon might be one of the first people in the MCU to play a major role as himself.
Yeah, well, I remember them saying that, like, you know, he was signed on for a major role in the MCU, but not much word is on it. Now that's it, and I go, oh, he's played himself.
Yeah, he's playing Kevin Bacon, of course.
So now, by proxy, the Guardians of the Galaxy can be included, you know, with 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yes, they can.
The characters, because, you know, it's still a film, or, you know... They appeared in something with Kevin Bacon. Yes,
definitely. It's a weird mix, but yes, I am excited to see how it turns out. Now, for the next news story is actually a weird thing I've stumbled across. So, you've heard of Uline paper, right?
I don't think so.
It's just one of those logos you see around, and apparently they make like the vast majority of paper products in the United States. Okay. Just like so much of them.
Like 3M and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. And they like to fund super far-right candidates and are a major contributor to election denial groups.
Oh.
So, this paper company that we honestly can't even really get away from because it's so omnipresent is making the country worse. So,
Wow.
yeah, no, it's kind of a sad story because it's not like we can do anything about it. They've got the market cornered, and we're just kind of fucked, and they're just going to get richer and make the country worse with their money. It's just a story I thought it'd be fun to point out. If you want to look it up, it's a ProPublica story that they talked about. It's a really kind of a weird story, but it's interesting. It's worth checking out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We should put a link to that in like the general.
Yeah. I should probably put links to all the news stories in the general. Yeah. That's a good idea. Now on.
That's why you keep me around.
Yeah. So more depressing news, although this one's more obvious. Oh, were you gonna add anything?
Oh no, I was gonna say, well, which one are we covering? Are we gonna cover the Sam Fran or the Sinner?
The what?
Are we gonna cover the Pelosi or Lewis story?
Oh, we're going to Lewis next.
Oh, okay.
But we got Pelosi coming up after that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I tried to do it in order. Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis, who did Great Balls of Fire, he passed away. I did not look up the cause of death, but can I do a confession?
Yeah.
I thought he was already dead. I'm sorry. I did.
Okay.
He was 87.
87 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. It doesn't seem like we have a whole lot on him. Cause of death. That being said, his cause of death is probably that he's 87.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you know the song "Great Balls of Fire," yeah, that's him. He was a rock icon back in the day.
Back in the 50s, he'd do tours with Elvis and Johnny Cash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolute legend. I can't think of a single person who wouldn't know that song. So
yeah, I believe there was a story I've heard this story from this Chuck Berry documentary, and it was one involving Chuck and Jerry, where Jerry one day he told some publication that he was the king of rock and roll, he was the creator of rock and roll, and Chuck thought he was the creator of rock and roll. So I think somewhere at some venue where they both were playing, Chuck popped Jerry right in the mouth.
Ooh.
Closed fist right in the mouth. Yeah. And then, turned right around and walked right out the venue.
Shit.
I've heard a few stories of Chuck like that, but I know one thing Jerry always said, that, nobody follows a killer.
Yeah.
He would say that. He would always say that after whoever is going on stage next after him.
Mm-hmm.
He would always tear the house down, be wild and crazy, have a wild set, and then walk off and say that to the next group or whoever is going out next after him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody follows a killer. He'd always want to be second to last.
Yeah.
And I remember reading something about him and Chuck Berry having an argument at some shows over who would play last.
Yeah, I can see that be interesting. One. Yeah, I lean towards Chuck on that one, but yeah,
I'd want Chuck to close the night out, personally, and that's just personally speaking, because I like his catalog a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, more depressing news, however.
Yeah, but this is also with a side of batshit crazy too.
Fuck yeah. So Nancy Pelosi's husband was. What, hit with a hammer? Was that the assault that happened? Yeah. He is recovering and getting better. Listen, I'll go ahead and lay my cards on the table. I hate Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
She's better than anybody I can think of off the top of my head that has an R next to their name, but she still sucks. She's one of the worst with the D next to her name, easily. And there's lots of them that suck with the D next to their name. That being said, this is uncalled for. Fuck. Just
disgustingly out of line. Bad form.
Yeah, no. Her husband was assaulted. Very much could have died. It's very obvious they were there to kill Nancy Pelosi, which again, bad form. No. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I had also read that there's a lot of like people or like early on there was a lot of connections made to the January 6th insurrection, only just because he was quoted, the gentleman who broke in was quoted as just saying, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" Which is something that was kind of echoed that day. As well, the gentleman who did it, if I can get to his name, here it is. Yeah, David DePape. I think I'm saying that right. I know that he has now told authorities that his intent was to break her kneecaps, which again I'm not her biggest fan. But
yeah, but no,
unfucking called for.
Yeah. No, and to give you a bit more of an insight into this guy, because it's a weird guy, he had lots of blogs and stuff talking about wokeness in movies. As far as we can tell, he is part of like the fandom menace. He probably listened to people like Geeks and Gamers and shit like that. It's kind of disturbing. Yeah, this is a fucked up story. I never thought for once there'd be a story and I'm like on Nancy Pelosi's side, but this is one of them. It's I hope he recovers. It's looking good right now. I guess she came out and said, yeah, he's getting better every day. So that's good, but fuck. These are not young people. Don't fucking do this. Fuck. So we get to the saddest story.
Yeah.
By far the saddest story of this week.
Yeah.
Season 4 of The Witcher. Season 4 of The Witcher was announced. And apparently Henry Cavill's not returning. And Liam Neeson. I would actually...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
No, do a time jump and do awesome. Holder Geralt and then have Liam Neeson. I would actually be 100% on board with that. No.
So fucking on board for that.
No, it's like, I don't want to see Cavill go, but like, if you're actually doing that, I'm... Okay.
I mean, I wasn't even the biggest fan of the show, but fuck, I would watch that.
Yeah. No, Liam
Neeson, dude.
Yeah, Liam Hemsworth.
Oh.
Is taking over instead.
Not even the good Hemsworth.
I know. I don't want to bash on him too much, but yeah.
No, he's
Chris
good.
Is better.
He's good. But Chris is just a little bit better.
Yeah. This is a weird thing. Like, when they first announced that he wasn't returning, I was like, oh, this is a contract negotiation thing. They're like, oh, we don't need you, and they're trying to drive him down. Or we'll see what happened. But then almost immediately they announced Liam Hemsworth is taking over. I'm like, the fuck? Really? You know Henry Cavill is popular in the role, right? Why? What? No, this is weird, honestly. I still have no idea exactly what's going on. Like, maybe there's a shooting conflict or it's a money issue. To my understanding, the series is successful and Netflix has money, so I don't know. I don't know what. Maybe Henry Cavill just wants out? I don't know.
DC told him he could grow a mustache.
Ooh. Nice. Maybe that's it. Yeah.
That was the deal maker right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly, I actually really like The Witcher show, and I don't want to see him go because I do think he does a good job. That being said, I've also thought about in the Geralt character, I don't know. It's not a very deep character, but I don't know. I do think Henry Cavill does a good job with it, even though it's a limited role. Yeah. Limited in the range he's allowed to do, not limited in the screen time. But yeah, I have very mixed feelings about that. Maybe Liam comes in and knocks it out of the park. It's doubtful. But yeah, no. Yeah. Like, I accidentally misspoke there, and I'm like, oh, I like the idea. Just age him up like 20 years and do Liam Neeson. Fuck yeah. Do him.
Yeah, just have Liam Neeson do it.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. No, Liam Hemsworth. Okay. So I assume it'll probably be about the same role. I think Liam Hemsworth's probably a bit younger, too. Yeah. I'm not very...
maybe, like, a prequel, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, you know...
Oh, that'd be interesting. I wonder if it is something like that. Maybe they're doing a prequel season, and that's why it just happened late. Why would they announce that he's... The whole way they're handling this would be weird if they just want to do a prequel, though. This whole just
Would
popped
be.
about nowhere, yeah.
They could just be recasting and continuing on.
Yeah, we'll
It'd
have
be
to
like
see.
them recasting Jon Snow right after his death, and like Brad Pitt is Jon Snow next season.
It's like, wait, what?
Wait, what? But like he doesn't
Okay.
do the accent; he just talks like Brad Pitt the
Oh
entire time.
God!
My
It's like,
queen.
yeah, I'll take over the role, but I'm not doing the accent. It's like, okay.
I'm the king of the North.
Of course. Yeah, we'll just have to see how
I'm
it
not
plays
really
out, yeah.
I'm not really doing a Brad Pitt impersonation. I'm just talking normally.
Yeah. Are we ready to dive into Andor?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Yes. So,
Because this season took an interesting turn, in my opinion.
yeah, we got.
I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
I kind of dig it. So, like, we see this setup for this huge heist, and they do the huge heist, and it's successful, but, like, high mortality rate. Like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
essentially 2 survivors, Andor and the one woman, yeah.
It goes. It they get what they came for.
Yeah.
But it wasn't it was messy.
Yeah, it was
It got
very messy.
It got really messy.
Yeah, it was like they pulled it off, but fuck. And then, essentially, they do the heist and they go their separate ways, and Andor is just on this planet hanging out, and he gets arrested for something completely fucking unrelated. Just randomly out of nowhere. It's like, oh, okay. And then he's sentenced to 6 months, but it turns out it's extended under new rules, so it's now 6 years.
Yeah.
And then now he's in this like prison where they're building
Like a work camp almost, yeah.
Yeah, they're building like mechanical parts. It almost seems like it doesn't seem like it is. The Empire's just getting prisoners, extending their sentences, and using them as slave labor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is an interesting idea. Kind of seeing really why there would be a rebellion rising up against this.
Yeah, exactly, and
people,
it also kind of makes, and also it kind of explains how they had or I guess how they were able to manufacture so many of those different, like AT-ATs and AT-ATs and AT-STs.
Yeah,
and other things. They're like droids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I did get a little happy when I saw that Imperial droid coming up. And I go, "Oh, please have Alan Tudyk's voice."
Yeah, and it wasn't.
No,
but, like we see lots of potential K2SOs popping up, and yeah, we did get some. We didn't get Alan Tudyk, but we got Forrest Whitaker. I was thinking there's somebody else, a returning character we got. I mean, we got a lot of Mon Mothma, but she's been there the whole season. Her character is interesting. It's nice getting actually some Mon Mothma material, because she's not had her own story in any Star Wars before. She's always just been like the character who's there. And here we have this story with her husband, and she's working with other senators, and like her husband is not involved with the rebellion stuff.
Has no idea.
Yeah,
she is out there.
Yeah, she is putting herself out there, risking her life, and he is not like connected at all. And you can even see in the marriage, it's not the best marriage.
No.
But yeah, I am interested to see where this series goes. This might be the Star Wars. This might be the most I've enjoyed Star Wars probably since Last Jedi. Personally, I know it's sacrilege.
Okay.
Last Jedi is like the worst ever, but
I liked it too.
I liked it a lot. Yeah,
I liked it too. I
know.
liked how they dove into the social aspects of it, and the people who were like empathizers or complacent with the Empire. They were living the high and wealthy life, and I kind of liked that. I liked that touch of it.
Yeah, and there's a
not the Empire,
we're seeing a bit
well,
here.
They were the Empire, but
it's the
Third
new
Order.
stand-in for the Empire, and it is kind of set up like they're just making money in the background. They love the war because they make money off the war.
Yeah, they're war profiteers, like Donald Trump.
But and you kind of see a little bit of that here. I feel like we're exploring more just the background of the Empire. It is interesting to get a Star Wars where there's been no Jedis, no Force users. It has been just
I think
people
the
on the
closest
ground.
yeah, the closest that we got to was a kyber crystal.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah. It's not hooked up to anything. It's just a random kyber crystal. Yeah, I am really enjoying this series. I've kind of... what are your immediate thoughts watching this, Bobby? What are your immediate thoughts watching this?
I really liked how it wrapped up. I kind of liked the somewhat cliffhanger ending that we got. Like Cassian's still in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested to see where it goes. I kind of feel it's a questionable move to end it on such a big cliffhanger.
Oh, just
because I mean, we don't know if they're gonna get another season.
Well, we got 4 more episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They actually did a 12-episode season for this one. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this was 12 episodes. I thought.
Yeah, no, that was not the finale. Yeah, that would be an interesting finale, though.
That would be.
It's like, damn, ballsy. Okay, damn.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, oh, no, but yeah, so far, yes. Okay, no, never mind. Change of perspective after that. Yeah. I'm really liking it so far. I'm still questionable of the lady in the rebellion that's with him.
Oh,
yes. Who went on the heist with him?
Yeah, the other survivor. I
don't trust her. I didn't trust her from the get-go. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not... I actually don't have strong thoughts towards her. She's kind of there. I'm not going to lie. I'm much more interested in what's going on with Andor and Mon Mothma in the series. I know she's kind of one of the major characters, but those other ones are much more of a driving force. And honestly, like...
Yeah, and the antiques dealer, too.
Yeah. Well, I was about ready to bring him up.
Yeah.
Is it Peter Skarsgård? It's one of the Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård.
It's the older.
Yeah, Stellan. Yeah. I actually was expecting him, like, he is a major character, that's for sure. But I feel like Mon Mothma has more of a story driving her forward than he does, which is, I'm kind of down with, because Mon Mothma is, like I said, it's a legacy character that we really haven't seen that much of until really this series. And it's like,
we really don't know that much about either.
Yeah, exactly. And that is definitely a character I would want them to expand upon, and they really are. I think the promotional material kind of undersold her role in this, and I'm liking it. I'm really digging the series and how it's like essentially the origin of the rebellion. Because there's talk of the rebellion, but like you can tell more or less people are treating it like a thing it's not really there, but they definitely see the seeds of. And I think it was the Stellan Skarsgård character talked about how we have to really agitate the Empire to really inspire a rebellion to form. And it's an interesting idea of how you do that. And it's like, yeah, I guess you'd have to do that. Like, really piss them off. And, hey.
Yeah, you really got to piss them off.
Yeah, and then they'll do something fucked up, and then, boom, a rebellion.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'm really digging this series. This is very interesting. Yeah, I wasn't sure what to get with an Andor series, but, like, actually watching, I'm like, oh, shit. This is good.
No, I'm actually liking the direction that they're going with it.
Mm-hmm. So anything else you want to add before we just jump into Rocky?
Yeah, let's jump into Rocky.
Oh, yes, Rocky.
The champ.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a classic. 1979's Rocky.
Movie. I kind of forget how much I love this movie.
No, I would say overall, this is actually a movie that ages very well. Maybe not so much the stuff with Rocky and the girlfriend. Why am I forgetting? Adrian. Yeah. The early stages for their relationship is a bit cringe, especially looking at it after Me Too. It's like, what are you doing, Rocky? No.
Hey, you wanna come in?
Yeah,
you know,
you want to come look at the turtles? Okay, she looks at the turtle. Hey, come sit down on the couch. Come sit down on the couch.
Oh, it's hot in here.
Yeah.
Why don't you take that off?
Yeah. Here, why don't I pin you in the corner and take off your clothes slowly? Rocky.
Jesus, Rock.
Fuck. I mean,
Jesus, Rock.
Here's the deal with Rocky is actually like, what I think is interesting about the Rocky character is Sylvester Stallone writes him to be largely a nice, but not particularly intelligent guy. And it's been fairly consistent like that the whole franchise, as far as I can remember.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And he was kind of always, they kind of had a joke always about it. Or I remember thinking one, he said, oh, I got hit in the head too many times.
Mm-hmm.
Just offhanded, but like played with it.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
I don't know.
As much as I don't like Rocky V, I think Rocky V was the one where they actually do the exam, and it's like, yeah, you were hit in the head too many times.
That also had no, it didn't. That did not have a singing robot in it, did it?
No, that was 4, which is
that was 4.
A much more entertaining movie.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to rank all of them, I would. Yeah, Rocky 1 is up there. It's number 1 with the bullet. Yeah.
Yeah, Rocky 1 is definitely the best one. It's like Rocky 1, Rocky 2, and then I think Rocky Balboa are all kind of upper tier Rocky movies. Yeah,
I'd say Rocky 4 is up there.
Like Rocky 3 and 4 are where you see there's a Rocky formula, and both those movies follow very similar patterns. They are both entertaining, though. I don't like them as much as the 3 I already mentioned, but they are both entertaining.
No, I haven't seen Balboa, so I'm gonna have to check that
Balboa is very
out.
solid, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll cover it at some point, but yeah.
All right. I would love to dive into the rest of these because these are all great.
Yeah.
I think I remember I've rewatched 3 recently, and I didn't really care for it that much.
No, 3 and 4.
I just didn't care for him. I was just like, yeah, he's kind of great, but like, I kind of get it after like the first 3 minutes of him. Like, okay, I get your shtick.
Mm-hmm.
I get the extent of your character.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Both 3 and 4 were cheesy, and I feel like 4 just went all in on the cheese. 4 was like, we don't give a fuck. We are just going
5?
all 80s cheese. No, 4.
You mean 4? Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, they went to Russia.
Yeah, that was pure Russia 80s cheese. Absolutely.
Come on, dude. He trained on a mountain.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, 5... I barely remember 5. 5 was kind of...
I remember, he finds this kid at Mickey's gym.
Mm-hmm.
Or Rocky's gym, but he names it after Mick. Which, God, he was so great in that.
Yeah,
Mickey
Burgess
so
Meredith, yeah.
Oh my God, he is good.
Yeah.
He finds some kid, Tommy Gunn. Yeah, that's it, Tommy Gunn. And, he trains him, gets him big. He meets some guy that is not supposed to be Don Kane, but is totally Don Kane.
Yes.
Like, totally Don Kane. I think Don even tried to sue them.
Might have.
But, and it ends up, they go to a bar. He wins his big fight, becomes a champ.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes into a local bar and challenges Rock to a street fight, and then Rocky whoops his ass in downtown Philly.
Well, I guess since we've covered the
really
story
quickly,
to Rocky
if I remember too. Yeah, I mean, really quickly, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
that one was also very not good.
Yeah, no, it has its moments.
One is very
the
different.
Street fight is cool. But yeah.
Yeah, the street fight's cool when Rocky whoops that ass.
Yeah. Now, one is a whole different beast, though. 1 is excellent. Essentially, it
is.
You have a boxer, Rocky, who's...
Sorry, go ahead.
He's just kind of not really doing... He's not the top of his game at all. And you could tell maybe he had potential at one point, but he's down on his luck. Yeah.
As Mick said it, he was a bum.
Yeah, he's a bum.
Yeah.
He is, he wants to make something of his life. He likes the pet shop girl. He's friends with her brother and her brother. Paulie is
Paulie's kind of a dick.
Yeah, Paulie is fucking Paulie. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's kind of a fucking asshole.
Yeah, just a bit. But yeah, he's not
but
like
still lovable.
Yeah, like you see that fight at the beginning where Rocky kicks the ass of Spider Rico, and I think after all was taken away, Rocky walked away with like $40 from that fight.
Yeah, $40.
Yeah, with even after inflation, maybe you could say that's $80 in today's money. Probably not that much though. $80 to have somebody just punch on you
pummel you for a while.
Yeah, it's like that is not worth it. That is not a way to make a living.
No.
And yeah, so of course to make up for the fact that he's not making that much money, he also works as a Shylock, getting money off people, debt collectors, and he tries to be nice about it, like he's supposed to be breaking thumbs, and he's not breaking thumbs, but he does get as much money off the people as he can.
Forgot about that part, actually.
Yeah,
I forgot about that part. I laughed aloud. I was like, ha! Rocky, you need to come on. Don't be afraid to break a pinky.
Yeah,
start small.
Well,
don't feel you need to jump to a broken arm immediately.
In his defense, I do feel like he made a good point. He's like, if I break his thumbs, maybe he can't work, and maybe you can't get the rest of the money next week.
Yeah, no, he had a valid point.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're supposed to do that, but I get it. Like, and nobody wants to go breaking fucking thumbs, Jesus. And
No.
that's part of it. Rocky, as portrayed in these movies, is a nice guy. He's not doing. He's not doing good work, but he is a nice guy. He's just trying to get by, and he likes boxing. And then, I'm Apollo Creed, famous character.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of it. Carl Weathers. He has a big championship fight, but the guy, I don't remember exactly what happens, but he has to back out. And then they can't get anybody to fill in the void that quickly. So they decide, they're going to offer it to just some nobody. And of course, they pick the Italian stallion Rocky. And then a fun fact, the Italian stallion, which is the name he goes by, his boxing name, I believe that was the name of his first porno, right? Like, when Sylvester Stallone first started, that was,
Yes.
kind of a callback there.
No real connection to it. But I think it's more of like a wink and a nod.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a wink and a nod, without a doubt. It's like Howard the Duck at the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not. We're not saying we're proud of Howard the Duck, but we started somewhere, and we're gonna remember that we started somewhere to get here. I kind of get it. Yeah.
Could you imagine the dialogue? Oh, hey yo.
Oh dear. Hey, I understand you need your
cable fixed?
Your cable's out, yeah.
And then he fixes the cable.
And then yep, that's exactly what happens. I've seen every porno. I know the ending. He's gonna fix the cable.
Spoilers, man.
Fuck. But yeah, he gets a chance to fight Apollo Creed, and then the rest of the movie is kind of just him training.
Getting ready.
It's really well done stuff.
Yeah, helping him, kind of giving him like a real pep talk.
Yeah, and then he also lets him
train him. Yeah,
he also lets him. Paulie has him training in the meat house, which. It would be brutal, but it's like, it would get you used to punching something with meat and bone in it. Jesus.
Yeah. And then he started breaking ribs in him.
Yeah. And then, of course, the famous fight at the end, which is great. Famously, Rocky loses, but he gives him a showing.
Yeah.
I believe it's brought up in the movie how Apollo, every single win Apollo has been through KO. And so this would be his first fight that wasn't through KO.
Yeah, and the whole movie, Apollo was saying, I'll take him down in the third.
Yeah.
I'll take him down in the third. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, you win about like what 12 rounds.
Yeah, no, he went the distance.
Yeah, you all went the
Stood up,
distance.
yeah. And then I love the ending. How many times do they say there's not going to be a rematch in that ending?
Yeah, a lot. Ain't no rematch. I was like, I don't want one.
I think as I remember, Rocky 2 plays that a lot. They bring it up a couple of times. Like, didn't you say there's no rematch? Yeah, we changed our minds.
Well, I think it's more so that I think Rocky 2, if I remember correctly, takes place like immediately after Rocky 1.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure it picks up like the Rocky walking away with Adrian in the ring. I'm pretty sure it picks up immediately after that. And that, like,
yeah, because I remember a scene in the hospital. Yeah, I remember a scene in the hospital where they're both in wheelchairs yelling at each other.
That seems familiar, yeah. Fuck, now I kind of want to watch Rocky 2. It's been a while.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too.
That is the good one. That is a good one.
Well, honestly, I like all the movies in this franchise minus Rocky 5. In the Rocky and Creed movies, yes, I like them all. But yeah, this is a classic. This is definitely up there.
I mean, we could still fit in Rocky 2 because it still features Apollo Creed.
We will have to figure out time. I'm not sure if we have time for it, but yeah, I'm not.
No,
I'm not against it because I would like to watch Rocky 2 now. But yeah, this is it's a classic. There's a reason why this is a classic because if you haven't seen it, it's fucking go watch it, man. It's great.
Yeah, and it also features the iconic egg scene.
Yeah. Fun fact, probably not actually good for you. Probably don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you watch that happen in real time.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
Ugh. Talk about method.
Yes. Classic movie. Anything you want to add before Black Panther?
Oh no, I've really enjoyed this. This is like amazing, and I'll admit, like, there's always a part where I go, oh Christ, all right, I gotta, Stallone. I do enjoy his work, but he could be a bit much he could be a chore to watch sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if you tell me I have to watch a Sylvester Stallone movie, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't love them all.
Top of my mom will shoot.
Yeah, I don't love them all, but I will give them all a chance. I won't give them.
Yeah, but this is one that I know I don't have to deal with it, and like I was just like even having that thought in my head as I started it, and then that music just started, and it's like, yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I know this is gonna be great. This is definitely one that if it were to come back to a theater, I would definitely want to go watch it on the big screen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. It's just such a fucking good movie.
I do know, I mean, off topic a bit, but like talking about older movies coming to the big screen though, when I went to see the Black Adam, they had an advertisement for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on the big screen.
It seems familiar. I saw something about that getting released.
I thought that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
This one I know I'll just come in with a box of Kleenex. Like, I'm gonna need it midway through.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this movie. I know what I'm in for.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing John Candy cry. It's not a nice sight to see.
It's not good. It's not good.
It hurts me.
But yes.
So let's move into the MCU.
Ooh, yes, Black Panther.
Which I gotta say, I'm very happy that we're not taking second look at these in actual like MCU release order or story.
Oh no, it's kind of good to jump around too, because
yeah, it is. I mean, though I would love to do a breakdown of them storyline by movie, but I know that would be at least a whole chore.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say this: upon rewatch, I'm gonna go ahead and double down. This is one of my favorite MCU movies.
Yeah.
This is
it. Yeah. I kind of forgot how much I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. And part of me, like, even watching, I'm like, oh, it sucks that he's gone. Chadwick does an amazing job in this movie.
When he and the actress who played Shiri, I always forget her name.
Letitia
her
Wright.
Actual name. Thank you. Like when Chadwick and Letitia were in their back and forth scenes, how it just seems so natural. And
Yeah.
just their natural chemistry that they had. That's when that hit me. Like this is just such a special thing that we have with this movie, with him being gone. Though, yeah, I definitely watched it with a different lens this time with him after his passing, because I think this is like the first time I've watched this since his passing.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it since his passing either.
Yeah, because right after I watched the Jackie Robinson movie he made, because that's a good one.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I've not seen the Jackie Robinson one.
That's a good one.
He is
Tunic's in that one.
Oh, nice. Well, he is a damn good actor. Like,
he is.
It's
really
like
was.
Point out a bad performance by Chadwick Boseman. Good fucking luck. Good.
Yeah.
And yeah, what this movie does, which is interesting, is because Civil War already did like his father's dead and he has to take over the throne, and essentially it feels like that's a setup for your first movie.
Yeah.
But what I love this movie does is this movie just follows straight from that. It, yes, the father's dead. He's still learning the throne. But it follows it up really well with him reflecting on, kind of the legacy of his father. Do I have to be like my father, or do I do this differently?
Or do I learn from like the mistakes of my father?
Yeah, exactly.
Be a ruler?
Do I stand by what my father did, or do I figure this out for myself?
Show some accountability, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of them is throughout the movie, especially the beginning, you have characters like his ex-girlfriend Nakia specifically, who's saying, Wakanda could do a lot of good for the world if we're willing to reach out and help people. And he's like, no, that's not our way. We help ourselves. We have our own world. We're happy here. It's not our way to go out and interfere with other people. And it's what Killmonger brings to the table, which is Killmonger is essentially the evil version of Nakia's idea, where he's like, no, we're fucking taking this into the world and we're just gonna reconquer it.
Yeah.
And yeah, his motivations make sense. Michael B. Jordan kills it. One of the best MCU villains ever, easily.
Oh, hands down, one of the best villains ever.
One thing I like was a great touch, because, if you watch John Oliver just recently, they did a museum episode talk about how, museums are mainly filled with stolen art. And the first scene of this is him in a museum, and she's like, oh, yeah, this is from here. And he's like, well, actually, it was stolen,
Yeah, no, actually, this was stolen.
Yeah, yeah, this was taken by colonizers. This was... I love that they're actually bringing that up 4 years before John Oliver brought up, which is something I never, honestly, it's nothing I never really thought about too much with museums. But yeah, that would be a lot of where they get their art. Yeah.
No, and then I think a lot about it, and I think, No, rewatching that, I actually thought about the local museum here.
Yeah.
The Ohio Historical Society. They have a lot of indigenous, tribe artifacts there, and yeah. I'm not saying they 100% did. I'm just saying I believe 95% that they did.
Yeah.
I myself believe that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just
because I did watch that, John. I did watch that Oliver segment, and yeah, that's kind of that was kind of that was an eye-opening thing to watch.
Yes,
and it was interesting, like you had just mentioned. Yeah, I had the same thought. Going, I really didn't want to have to think more on this.
Yeah. Well, I love that this movie's not afraid to dive into those ideas. The idea that Wakanda is just this really advanced civilization, but they just live off by themselves. They pretend like they're some third world primitive nation. Oh, we can't help anybody. We don't have any resources. Meanwhile, behind this fucking cloaking device, they have the most advanced city in the world. It's
the most advanced
shit.
Technology on the planet.
Yes. And I also love the dynamic internally within Wakanda, because like this is such an advanced civilization, but they are so like suffocated by all these old traditions. This, hey, let's fight for leadership. Let's, all this kind of honestly dumb shit that like they still haven't evolved out of. And I dig this movie. I dig what, the questions it asks about tradition and, just society. Is it right to actually try to make the world a better place? The answer, of course, is yes. But, lots of times tradition may not allow you to do that. And I like how, like, the villain is kind of, there's a lot of points the villain makes where it's like, yeah, he's not wrong, like, at all. There are moments where
I
it's
did
like,
find myself agreeing with him a lot throughout the whole movie.
I mean, he's a murderous psychopath, but then, like, he goes to make a point and it's like, fuck, he's right on that one. Fuck. But yeah, this is I really like this. This is a great MCU movie, great comic book movie. And something else that's interesting is because I remember when I watched this movie, I thought the CGI was pretty weak, and CGI is fairly weak.
It is a little weak in this one.
But it is way better than a lot of the stuff we've gotten post-pandemic. It's an interesting change. Like, shit, I mean, watch that fight scene between Killmonger and T'Challa at the end. It looks way better than a lot of the stuff in Love and Thunder. It genuinely does.
Yeah, it does.
And it's like, wow. Maybe I'm going to keep on saying it till it happens. CGI artists need to unionize, because this shit where they're, these studios are paying for the lowest bidder to do their shit and it does half-assed stuff. This is not good. And these people are not making enough money to survive, I'm sure. They're making garbage money to do this work that they probably love. This is not a good system. It needs fixed.
No.
But, yes. So, I have a question for you.
Yeah. 'Cause I got one for you, too.
Ooh, okay. I tell you what, go ahead and shoot yours at me, because I'm trying to think how to phrase mine.
Killmonger had all those plants, all of the plants that give the Black Panther its power burnt, and we saw them getting burned.
Mm-hmm.
How many of them did they save?
That is a good question. They're probably going to have to address that in Wakanda forever, because as far as I can tell, they only had one saved, which is what
they
T'Challa
gave to the other tribe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the other tribe ended up giving to T'Challa to cure him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I like the dynamic between the tribes, because you have the one tribe led by Daniel Kaluuya, and I cannot think of the name of that tribe, but they're like super friendly with him and T'Challa. They're super friendly throughout the whole movie. But when Killmonger takes over, his tribe just goes 100% behind Killmonger. And then the tribe they have to fall back on is the Jabari, the tribe that is historically their enemy. And honestly, I kind of dig the character of M'Baku, honestly. He is just kind of out there and weird and... messing
with them out of the gate.
Yeah.
If we don't eat you. I'm just kidding. We are vegetarians.
Yeah, no, he fucks with them a lot. But, like, when it came down to it, he was there for them. He covered them. He had their backs.
He had their back when it came down to it, yeah.
Yes, and I kind of dig his character. I like him a lot. I'm like, he's probably one of my favorite characters. Like,
we did see in Infinity War that the entire all the tribes were united.
Yeah,
because all the tribes were out there fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they were. But yeah, Andy Serkis is in this, and he was in Andor as well, and somehow we didn't mention him there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, holy crap!
Yeah,
Andy Serkis. Well, yeah. All right.
Yeah, somehow in this episode we've covered possibly the only two fucking projects in the universe where Andy Serkis is not behind CGI. It's just
Yeah.
actor Andy Serkis.
Which I want him to get more roles. He's a great actor.
He's great at the CGI
Great
stuff, but he's
actor.
great as just a regular actor. Like he's definitely got like a character down. Although Andor's different. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't want to see him in a romantic comedy, though. It would be nice to see the range, but it would be funny.
Yes, I would like to see him in a remake of Pretty Woman. He's gonna play this. He's gonna play the bellhop. No, I was gonna say he's got the Julia Roberts role.
It'll all be CGI.
Oh God!
It'll be a CGI Julia Roberts as motion cap by Andy Serkis.
We bring Richard Gere back, and then we have great behind the scenes footage. You have some fun with that. What would be crazy is that he'd probably nail it too. He'd
fucking nail it.
Yeah. But yeah, I love this movie. This is a damn good one. God, this is a good show,
really
actually, now I think about it. Yeah. These were all three things that I actually enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah, we got some winners this week.
Yes, for sure. Let's see, I guess anything you want to add? I guess.
No.
Okay.
Nothing else.
I
covered it all. That is just like the plot hole I mentioned. That is going to be interesting to see how they cover that.
Yeah, they will have to address it in the next one, but it was something they would always have to address anyway. Otherwise, it's T'Challa forever. Which in 10 years, probably not. Even if he didn't untimely pass, which was tragic.
Yeah.
In 10 years or so, they probably want to do something else with the character. But yeah, great movie. I'm really excited to see what Ryan Coogler does with the sequel here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I am too.
Mm-hmm. But yes, so next week I'm actually going to do a solo podcast, which I guess I haven't done in a while. I'm going over the Yes discography, and then I'll be going to see them in concert. Fun fact, this will actually be the first concert I go to solo, so...
Really?
Yeah, I've never been to a concert
Well, let me
solo.
tell you, it is a great experience. I have gone to many a concert solo.
Really?
It is a lot of fun, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Like, there was a few I went to where I couldn't get anybody to go with me. Like, too last minute.
Yeah.
So, that was a bummer. I ended up having a blast. Let's see here. Let me try and think of all the shows I've been to solo. Went to go see Wish You Were Here twice solo.
Okay.
That was fun. I just moved to different parts of the Newport throughout the set. Kind of figuring out what type of a set we're getting that night.
Mm-hmm.
They were promoting Animals. So I just had to I was on the floor for all of Animals, and then just went up pretty much where we stood the show.
Yeah.
For most of it.
Nice.
Just went left and right a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Went to go see Mike Gordon, their solo once. Went to see P-Funk solo once. That was fun.
Nice.
And I went to go see Yonder Mountain String Band solo, and ended up meeting some great people from West Virginia, and kind of hung out with them throughout the entire night. And still pretty good contact with them today. And that was back in 2014.
Nice.
It's fun. It is a great experience to go to a show.
I will get my first solo show here. I think it's Sunday. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday. And then I'll do a Yes album ranking. Okay. And then the week after that, we got Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And then we're going to look at the original Creed movie. And then, because we got 2 Ryan Coogler movies, I said, fuck it. And we're going to look at Fruitvale Station, his first movie ever. So it's going to be a Ryan Coogler episode next week.
Coogler appreciation?
Yeah.
Appreciation episode?
Well, you know what? He is one of my favorite working directors, so I'm not upset about that. He's a good one.
That's fair. One of my favorite working writer-directors right now is Adam McKay.
Oh, yeah, he's got some good ones, so yeah.
Brilliant. I think he's just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
I did enjoy a lot of the camera angles that were used in this, and I'm interested to look at more, especially how he films a non-action based film, which is what I'm assuming. And what was it? Lilyford?
Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale, sorry.
Yeah. No, actually, between this week where we covered Black Panther, and then 2 weeks where we cover just 3 of his movies, I think that's all 4 of his movies we'll be covering on the podcast.
Oh wow! Okay,
his whole
so
filmography.
we've knocked them all out. Then.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I mean, it's like we did one today, and then in 2 weeks we are Creed and Black Panther 2 just lined up perfectly. It was like, oh, okay, we're getting them all done then. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I do dig the goatee.
Yeah, I'm still figuring out what I want to do with it, because
keep it.
It's kind of a pain, but it's I actually like the look, so it's like
yeah.
It's
for years I was against having a mustache.
Yeah,
but on my wedding, I just kind of grew it all out as a goatee, and I mean, you can't see it that well under the light.
Mm-hmm.
Because my natural hair when I was born was blonde, so a lot of this is still kind of coming in blonde, a few grays, and but mostly some light blonde, strawberry. So I mean, I'm actually kind of to the point where well, should I dye it?
Nah, I don't want to dye it, but yeah, no, I did notice that because I have some grays up here, but you don't really see because there's just so much color still. But down here is where you got the most prominent grays. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I'll notice.
It's not a terrible look. I don't actually object to the gray look. It's
no. I mean, I got a few up here too, and I mean, I'm just kind of letting them come in because I mean, well, my hair is rather long now, so.
Well, I think you have more in the middle than I do. More in the.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm kind of grateful for the fact that I can grow it out this long now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of more of how long do I feel like putting up with it.
So I guess next week I'll do my Yes album ranking, and we will find out what I decide to do with my goatee.
Yeah. I mean, you know what you should do instead is you should keep the mustache, but let it go down a little bit, almost full handlebars. Bleach that blonde and then grow in some stubble and dye that black. You could go full Hulk Hogan.
Oh my God! No, that is not how this is going.
Next week, also, we're surprised we're going to be covering Suburban Commando in a few weeks.
Oh God!
We're doing the legacy of Hulk Hogan's contribution to film.
Whole movie.
Well, I guess there are some.
I mean, we haven't got. I guess we got Rocky 3 to cover then too.
Yeah, because that's right. He was Thunderlips.
Yeah. So will we cover Rocky 3 next week? The answer is no. But find out next week.
No. Bob's gonna talk about Yes.
Yes. No.
I might
yes.
moderate
No.
my wife's Twitch stream.
Yes.
I almost forgot. I had made that Lebowski joke earlier, and that reminded me. There was one guy there dressed as a zombie dude.
Oh, nice.
He was the walking dude.
Duh.
Looking for brains of Light Russians.
Duh. Nice.
I told him, hey, just keep abiding, man. He's like, I will.
The brains abide. The brains.
That was my favorite costume I saw.
No, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Did you have a Halloween costume this year?
I did go in a costume. I had years ago I bought a Renaissance shirt, era shirt, the full leather and the big kind of froofy sort of shirt, and I went with that and a kilt and socks, and I didn't have era appropriate boots, but still boots.
Okay.
So yeah, my kilt and boots. Had a big sweater on too early in the day because it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
And
nice.
I was wearing a kilt. It was cold.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the reason I grew in the goatee was because I was Doctor Strange this year. So yeah. You probably saw on Facebook, but yeah, the listeners probably didn't. Yeah. Yeah,
I saw the photos.
Yeah, my son was Sonic, and my daughter was Amity Blight from Owl House.
Okay. I didn't recognize what she was. I knew the boy was Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of people don't recognize her, but yeah, if you Google Amity Blight, you'll see and you'll be like, oh, I see that.
Okay.
But yes, so next week, yes, and then in 2 weeks, Ryan Coogler.
Yes.
So yeah, everyone have a good one.
Take care.
I did set this up. Fuck.
They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't.
Do you enjoy pain?
Pain don't hurt.